corner control is looking real right now. Wing online.
Counters are cool. They don't come up very often in competitive play, but it's always fun to call someone out for swinging. We got multi-hit counters, upwards launching counters, dash counters, counters that override an entire character's weakness. It's kind of surprising that it took until Ultimate for us to get a grab-based counter. E-Brawler's counter throw, really creative name there, guys, is the first counter to act as a command grab. The move activates and... Okay, what's going on here? Let's start by covering the basic stuff. Counter throw starts on frame 6 and lasts till frame 23, and we've run into our first problem already. An 18-frame window makes counter throw the shortest counter in the game. Luckily, this one is counterbalanced by recovering way faster than any other counter, so whiffing doesn't give a gigantic opening, unlike some other ones.
No way.
Oh my god. Oh,
Okay, I didn't see you.
As for the attack itself, it's a command grab. That doesn't mean a whole lot for counters, which already beat most moves, but it does let counter throw connect against Wonder Wing and Stone, so it does come into play sometimes. In power, it's roughly tied with 4 other counters and only behind Sephiroth. It also sends backwards, which makes it much better out of the corner. Outside of the short window, counter throw seems to have it all. It's designed to be a low-risk reversal option that encourages opponents to stand back. What's wrong with it? Well, let's go back to this thing. Why was it doing this? You ready? You're not ready. Here's the detection window for counter throw. This circle at the arm? That's it. This is the single worst detection area in Ultimate, and it's not close. Broadly speaking, counters in Ultimate are one of 2 types: normal counters and blind spot counters. Normal counters cover the entire body. An attack gets close to them at all, and they counter. With the exception of these 2 guys who get super armor, the counter acts as a protective bubble. Greninja even gets a little bit of invincibility around his limbs that stick out of the bubble. It's a nice little attention to detail. The characters with these counters are Bayo, Incin, Joker, all 6 Fire Emblem characters with a counter: Little Max, Shulk, Palutena, Greninja, Lucario, Peach, and Mii Swordfighter. That leaves 4 characters with blind spot counters: King K. Rool, Sephiroth, Sora, and
Me brawlers.
Gut Check leaves K. Rool open at his head and back. In turn, it doubles as a reflector, gives 12 frames of full invincibility, and can turn around on hit. While he can be blind spotted, good timing can make what would have been a clean hit into a countered attack. Honestly, it barely even acts like a blind spot counter. Sephiroth gets the previously mentioned strongest counter in the game, and a little attack if he doesn't connect with anything. Also, it hits through ledge, so it can do this weird shit. Sora's isn't as tall, but it interrupts opponents regardless of what they're doing, and activates instantly against projectiles, which prevents close-range projectile users from blocking before the launcher comes out. Counter Throw's dipshit hitbox gives no meaningful invincibility while exposing Brawler to attacks at his head, back, and legs. Not just his feet, his legs. It's so bad that moves can reliably get under the detection, some with good spacing, some with any spacing. Beyond that, the small hitbox creates more problems and prevents it from being good at things that counters are supposed to be good at. For one, while this is mostly seen with the super armor bros who have a resource to gain by doing it, every other counter acts as an okay to good landing option when dealing with aggressive opponents. Some counters even launch players up, which makes them uniquely good in this situation, though usually aerials aren't strong enough to actually kill them out of this. Counter Throw leaves Brawler's feet exposed, which makes it horrifically inconsistent at preventing juggles. Anyone with a sweeping aerial can aim for his back and reliably dodge hitting the counter. Though I won't lie, it's really funny when it manages to connect with people. Sephiroth and Sora's counters also aren't great at this, but beyond being aerial gods, they also excel at the other use of counters.
Yeah, look at that. That reflector is so good.
Oh no!
The best uses of counters are almost always in edge guarding, where opponents have no option but to run right into you to get back on stage. Of course, this detection box is going to leave Brawler open against low recoveries, but let's say we connect with one anyways. Well, not only would Counter Throw launch into the stage and not away, but airborne Counter Throw's launch angle changes from directly behind to up and behind, putting the opponent back on stage. This move's not just bad at edge guarding, it's actively detrimental. The high launch angle would be good when trying to land, but if we can't use it to land and we can't use it to edge guard, maybe we can use it to deflect projectile. Every counter in the game will activate against projectiles. All of them. Except counter throw. It's not just a trigger and whiff, it will completely fail against a projectile, even if it's in the detection area, and let Brawler take full damage. You see a pill from Doc coming? Nothing. Link getting predictable with the bomb? Doesn't work. Olimar smash attack? You're getting hit. Actually, none of Olimar's Pikmin attacks activate counter throw, not even as aerials, which aren't projectiles. And hell, despite not even being projectiles, Min Min's arms ignore counter throw as well. One of the characters, best at keeping people cornered, doesn't even activate the move meant for countering in the corner. Even if you're not fighting one of these two characters, most still have a down tilt that goes under this detection. So, what we're left with is a counter with the smallest detection window, the shortest detection window, that can't be used for edge guarding, can't be used for landing, doesn't activate against projectiles, barely functioned against two entire characters, and can be reliably ignored by a significant amount of moves, all in exchange for low end lag and the chance to kill someone out of the corner sometimes. You know what else Brawler could do in the corner? Pick a normal ledge option, using out a shield attack, wake up smash attack, wake up up B, dash attack in, spam soaring axe kick, suplex suicide, drop kick into the opponent, drop kick past the opponent, roll from the corner, spam nair to trade with weak projectiles, or
Fate jump.
all of these options range from moderately to significantly better than counter throw and don't have multiple points of failure working against them. Is there any reason to use this move at all? Well, it's funny. I would never recommend anybody use this move seriously, especially considering the alternative of a third jump. But for fun, it's hilarious when counter throw does actually work, both because of what people die for doing and the sound it makes when it connects. So, if you want a good time, pull it out at a party or something and see how early you can kill. But yeah, don't use it in bracket. This shit sucks. Look at what happens when you counterplant down B.